Hi, this is Bill, the Techno Gypsy, coming to you from the Technog command post. I wanted to make this video and get it out to all of my subscribers to reassure everyone that I am fully supporting my channel and that I'm doing well. Everything's okay. It's just I've been going through a lot of what I would call studio urban renewal here over the last couple of months. After doing about 15 to 18 videos, I started to upgrade my system. What I ended up doing was having to sell my cameras that I'd purchased, my lenses. I upgraded to a new camera, which is a Canon 5D Mark IV. Upgraded to new lenses. Major difference going into a full-frame 4K capable camera. And then I had to attack and conquer or slay the dragon that was causing all of the audio problems I was having in my studio here. One of the things to give you as an understanding when you start doing YouTubes is we incrementally learn. So the first thing I did is I put up light dampening curtains, basically, that also were sound dampening. What I found is it started killing out all of the highs and knocking them out of the sound. But then it also built up a standing wave at around the 150 hertz type of frequency, where I was getting a real bad bass kickback on standing waves from my low bass voice. So I had to attack that problem and try to resolve it. I started off like anybody would on the initial thing of saying, well, I can just use the right microphones. So up here I started with a condenser microphone. This is an Audio-Technica AT5033B, which is a very good microphone. It's a very good dialogue microphone. And I still was getting into problems with reverberation in the standing waves. Now, I've seen a lot of other YouTubers take a stab at getting around this by doing this. I really have a problem with somebody doing a video when they're wearing a pair of headphones, which would be great if you're in an audio-only environment. So I decided that instead of going to this, I would fix a problem here with the audio. What I was getting that I was hearing was more like this effect. Every time I would do a recording in here, it sounded like I was deep inside of a well. This echo is compliments of my mixer panel that I have right over here. So I'll kick that out and get it off of it. I also switched over to looking at types of microphones. Again, this is a Audio-Technica. I do have Rode and a couple of others because I've built a collection now. And then I went back to a dynamic mic, which this is the Electro Voice. I had to use a cloud lifter to get it up to the preamp levels to go in to the system on the standard mixer. But it's a very good mic. It is expensive, but it does work. I'm going to kick over now to the Audio-Technica mic to show you the differences. Now that I've redone the room audio characteristics, this is on the Audio-Technica overhead. So it now works, but you end up having to go through this whole process. I would recommend to a new YouTuber starting out a channel to not jump in directly into running a condenser microphone. They are very sensitive. They pick up a lot of noise around them. You cannot use a shotgun mic in a small environment like this. They're great for outside. In here, there are too many echoing waves that cause them to have all sorts of reverberation problems. Dynamic mic, even some of the USB mics and stuff like that will actually perform very well. As you move on up, I can sit back and work with both of them. Now I'm back onto the dynamic mic I have here, and I'm going to talk about some of the other urban renewal that's taken me months to work on here in the studio. To get rid of the standing wave bass problem, I had to look at the acoustics of the room and start learning all about acoustics, absorbers, diffusers, reflectors, everything. And what I ended up with doing was designing this out to where I have absorption panels, 2 on each side here. I have 3 on the ceiling, so I'm catching my waves as they bounce. Then I had to build these two large bookcases. These are called bass traps. They're designed to catch the low frequency bass part of my voice and to trap it and get rid of it and knock out the standing wave. I have a video that I'm getting ready to release on constructing these. These are basically just a IKEA bookcase, and I filled it with rock wool Safe and Sound, which is a very good sound absorbing material. I also ended up building a couple of 2-foot by 4-foot by 6-inch thick ones. I have those 3 around the room, but now I've been able to actually tame the audio. The only other problem I did, or I resolved during all of this, was changing out the lighting system. I went to a larger key light over here to my right, and I changed the key light, the fill light, and the hair light, and the backlights, all from tungsten bulbs to daylight bulbs. That seems to have made a major improvement, especially with the Canon 5D Mark IV. It's an excellent camera, and you pay for what you get, but it's an investment. So aside from that, I wanted to just tell all of you that I really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. I am active and will start producing content on a regular basis again very soon. And one of the things I'm looking at doing is I've picked up all sorts of copper foil because I want to do a full series in here on designing and building field expedient antennas. It's amazing what you can do with this simple copper foil and a little bit of basically project board, poster board. And you can build Yagis, you can build slot antennas, all sorts of things very, very easily. And they are highly effective antennas. Aside from that, I've been working on my Jeep Cherokee. I started out on a problem that I wanted to put my ICOM 7100 into my Jeep. After the ex-wife got the GMC 1-ton, I bought a smaller Jeep Cherokee Latitude. Well, I tried to move my 7100 into it, which would give me HF, VHF, and UHF capabilities, and I ran into this little problem called a smart alternator. Turns out that a few years back, the auto company started making an eco-friendly charging system on your vehicles. And you can find it if you look on the negative battery terminal and you see a box about that big, little black box on the negative terminal. That means you have a smart alternator. Smart alternators will drop your power down to about 9 to 11 volts at best when the system decides that the battery is charged up enough. Well, that kills all of your radio electronics. They power off, they start power cycling and everything else. So I attack that problem by looking at what the Australians in the Outback do. And one of the things I found there is I use some charging equipment for AGM batteries by a company named CTEK, C-T-E-K. I picked those up. I designed a system that uses the CTEK chargers. Then I built a power distribution board because I put LEDs on front LEDs and rear LEDs on my Jeep Cherokee. And the only place I could mount it was in the spare tire well in the vehicle. So needless to say, I had to put a rack on up on the top, move the tire up on top of the vehicle, and I'm in the final stages of having to get some heavy-duty springs designed and built to replace the stock springs because I added probably 300 pounds to the vehicle. But it's a great vehicle. It goes everywhere. I've had a great time with it. And now everything runs off the second battery. They're all tied together, but the max drain on my primary start battery is at the most 20 amps. And if the alternator is not running on a full charge, it automatically kicks over to the AGM batteries on the back. Plus, the AGM battery in the back can be charged off of the two 100-watt solar panels that I have for my other system. So now I have the ability to recharge via solar out in the field. So as you can tell, I've been busy with a bunch of things, and I really apologize to all of you, my subscribers. And I just want to let you know that I truly appreciate you taking the time to look and watch my videos, and that I am going to get back onto getting the content out on a more regular basis and start getting things back now that the studio's in shape, now that I've taken care of the Jeep, and life in general is ready to go on. So if you decide that you want to look at supporting me in any way, because this was all expensive sorry about that. This was all expensive to upgrade to. But I'm not asking for any donations, but if you feel like it, you can go to my Patreon page and contribute if you want. I'm going to continue doing this because this is a joy to me, and I feel blessed by the Lord that I'm able to do this and present this and get it out to all of you, and that I'm amazed that people find it entertaining and enjoyable. So I tell you what, this is Bill the Techno Gypsy saying God bless to all of you, and I truly appreciate all of you, and I'll be seeing you later. Take care.